and everyone involved in the first Mardi Gras and the follow-up support demonstrations is a 78er. And if you haven't told us your contact details, come and see us afterwards.
You could be a 78er and not even know.
Well, yes, I've come across a few already.
Yeah. Now I think it's nice that we can all gather here today at Fair Day and also, you know, go to the Mardi Gras parade and celebrate who it is to be us. But it's really important that we know, you know, the story of the first Mardi Gras and where it came from. So, Mark, what does this history tell us?
Well, I think it tells us that for all of us, there's a time in our life when we have to stand up. What do I mean? I mean we have to stand up for our rights and begin to say, enough is enough. I grew up in the 1960s. In the 1970s, I was in my 20s. During that time, if I made love to another man, I was guilty of a criminal offence, liable to imprisonment. We were denied the love that we wanted. Right through the 1960s and 70s when I was young, all we faced was the persecution from society. It wasn't until 1984 that homosexuality was decriminalised in New South Wales. So 1978, the first Mardi Gras, is something that is really important. It's a turning point in our history. We said no. We're not going to run away anymore. We're sick and tired of being pushed into the shadows. We were the people of the moonlight. We had no right to be who we were. So in 1978, we finally said, look, to the police, you persecuted us enough. We're not running away. We're going to fight back. And in 1978, 53 of us were arrested, thrown into Darlinghurst police station jail, and this was the real turning point, I think, in our history that we don't want to forget.
I have to say thank you for being one of those people, because it means that we can stand up here today and we can talk about being who we are freely without worrying about the things that you were worrying about back in those days. Diane, tell me, why is it important that we remember this history? Why do we have to keep speaking about it?
Well, our freedoms today were very hard won back then, but they can easily be under threat. Let's look at what's happening in the US at the moment with the turn back of the tide there. It took 38 years for the 78ers to get an apology from the New South Wales Parliament, and we thank the cross-party Rainbow Coalition for their excellent work in getting that organised. We got an apology from the Sydney Morning Herald also, who published the names, addresses and occupations of everyone arrested during that period in the very early pages of the Sydney Morning Herald. There was very real harm done to people with losing jobs and losing housing and some other personal tragedies that happened as well. We are still waiting for a proper apology from the Commissioner for Police though.
All right. Well, next year is the 40th anniversary. 40 years young. What are we up to?
Well, next year is the 40th anniversary of the first Mardi Gras. We're lucky that we've survived, and let me tell everybody this, how wonderful it is for us who were at the first Mardi Gras to see all of you here today, all of you who get involved in the Mardi Gras parade. We don't want to give up the freedoms that you and us, all of us, have won together. So next year, let's relive the first Mardi Gras. Let me just tell you briefly, just give me a moment. We had a parade in the city in the morning. That was serious politics. But our first Mardi Gras was on a Saturday night after 10 o'clock in the evening. We didn't want it to be serious politics. Remember, it was the police who provoked us. We wanted the first Mardi Gras to be a celebration of all that's good about our diverse communities. Let's do it again next year for the 40th anniversary. We welcome young people in particular to come in and join us. I must admit, I've walked around the city these past few days. What joy it gives me to see young gay men, young lesbians, walking more openly in the streets these days, hand in hand. That's what we want to see. We don't want to be forced back again. So please remember, 2018, 40th anniversary of the first Mardi Gras. Please join us.
Guys, it has been an absolute honour having you on stage today. And like I said, if anyone does want to find out some more information about the 78ers, you do have a stall here today. So where can we find you?
Yes, we do have a stall. It's just over there, and you'll see a big pink triangle, which was our symbol at the time and continues to be our symbol. On that stall, there is audio, visual and other information. There's leaflets, there's plenty of 78ers to talk to. I might just add to something that Mark has said, that if you are in your late teens, your 20s or early 30s, like we all were in 1978, we would like you to come and help us for the 40th anniversary. So please come over and see us over there at the tent and put your name and contact details down.
What about people who are in their 30s but look 25?
Oh, I think 19.
Guys, like I said, it's been an absolute honour having you on stage. I think this is a very important story that we all need to hear and keep the discussion going. Please go and see the 78ers at their stall. Mark and Diane, thank you so much and happy Mardi Gras.